In this video, we'll be taking a look at 5 MLB games happening on August 11, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 10 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 5 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Philadelphia Phillies versus Cincinnati Reds. The Philadelphia Phillies are set to kick off a 3-game National League Series against the Cincinnati Reds right inside the Great American Ballpark this Wednesday afternoon, with both teams looking to set the tone early in what could be a gritty battle between division hopefuls. The Phillies are coming in hot as one of the top squads in baseball right now, building a nice cushion atop the NL East standings, though they'll have to deal with being the visitors in this spot, where things can get tricky. They've managed a 31-28 record away from home so far this season, while the Reds have held their own with a 33-26 mark in front of their fans, giving them that extra edge when playing at the ballpark. Cincinnati just wrapped up a split in their series down in Pittsburgh, and they're sending Abbott to the hill, a guy who's been sharp by giving up 2 earned runs or less in 3 out of his past 4 starts, keeping hitters off balance and innings clean. On the flip side, the Phillies are countering with Walker, who's looked steady by allowing just 2 earned runs total over his last couple of outings, stringing together some quality frames. Yeah, Walker's been stepping up his game lately, no doubt, but I've got to give the nod to Abbott for how consistent and effective he's been on the mound all year long. As our first pick for this matchup, the Cincinnati Reds money line is our full game side pick. The Phillies have been racking up the offense big time, piling on 35 runs across their previous 6 games, showing they can explode at the plate when everything clicks and keep the pressure on opposing pitchers from start to finish. Plus, the Reds put up a solid 11 runs back in their first series against these Phillies, proving they can hang in there and capitalize on mistakes when it matters. Walker's posted a shaky 4.23 earned run average over 27.2 innings in his career matchups with Cincinnati, leaving room for the Reds' bats to do some damage if he slips up even a little. The Phillies' pitching has been leaky on the road lately, coughing up 23 runs in their past 5 away games, which opens the door for opponents to get rolling. And don't sleep on Cincinnati at home. They've been a real force, dropping 25 runs in their last 5 games in front of the home crowd, swinging hot and making every at-bat count. All signs point to a lot of runs crossing the plate in this one. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Minnesota Twins versus New York Yankees. The Minnesota Twins are gearing up to face the New York Yankees this Monday, kicking off what should be an intriguing matchup between these American League squads as both look to make their mark in the standings with the season pushing forward. The Twins are rolling into this series with some real energy behind them, even after shaking things up by dealing away key pieces at the trade deadline, and they're aiming to keep piling on the pressure during this tough stretch for the Yankees, who could use a spark. Minnesota's been rough away from home with a 24-36 record on the road so far, while New York holds a solid 35-24 mark in their own park, giving them that familiar boost from the crowd. The Yankees are slipping fast in the American League East race, watching their lead shrink day by day, but they're trotting out Warren on the mound, a guy who's been locked in by giving up 2 earned runs or less over his past 3 starts, keeping innings clean and hitters guessing. Meanwhile, the Twins are countering with Matthews, who's had an up-and-down run lately with 1-5-0 and 5 earned runs across his previous 4 outings, mixing gems with some bumpy spots. All in all, this feels like the perfect chance for the Yankees to shake off the rust and get back on track. As our first pick for this matchup, the New York Yankees money line is our full game side pick. When you look at Matthews' numbers for the year, he's sitting with a 5.17 earned run average and a 1.38 WHIP, which shows he's been giving up too many base runners and paying for it, especially lately where he's surrendered 23 hits and 11 runs over his past 19.1 innings, struggling to keep the ball in the yard or induce weak contact. Out on the road, things get even shakier for him with a 5.63 earned run average across 24 innings and batters hitting .289 against him, leaving plenty of openings for opponents to string together rallies. On the flip side, Warren's shown he can be tagged too, coughing up 18 runs in his recent 35.1 innings of work, which means he's not untouchable and could let some crooked numbers creep onto the scoreboard if he's not sharp. With all that in mind, I'm figuring we'll see a decent amount of action at the plate from both sides, pushing the score up as the game unfolds. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Detroit Tigers versus Chicago White Sox. The Chicago White Sox are set to welcome the Detroit Tigers to Wright Field for this matchup, kicking things off with what should be a straightforward chance for the visitors to build some steam as the season pushes on. Detroit just grabbed a key series victory over the Angels on Sunday, which they desperately needed to shake off some rust, and now they're looking to pounce on the White Sox to keep that positive vibe rolling and get their footing back in the race. The Tigers have held up decently away from home with a 29-27 record on the road this year, while the White Sox have struggled in their own park, sitting at 25-34 when playing host. Yeah, Chicago managed to break their losing skid with a win on Sunday, but they've been rough overall throughout the season, lacking consistency on both sides of the ball. The Tigers are sending Paddock out there to start, and sure, he's been all over the place with his performances, but he ought to handle this White Sox lineup without too much trouble since they haven't been lighting it up. I'm not thrilled about Chris Paddock slotting into this Tigers rotation, especially after he got knocked around pretty good in his most recent outing, leaving some questions about his reliability. That said, the Tigers are the ones playing sharper ball at the moment, and even though the White Sox scraped together a little something in their last series against Cleveland, Detroit's the stronger squad here that's hungry for wins, with the Guardians hot on their trail in the standings. As our first pick for this matchup, the Detroit Tigers money line is our full game side pick. Both teams should find plenty of openings to score in this one, especially since their pitching crews have been leaking runs left and right over the last few weeks, failing to shut down hitters when it counts. The White Sox rank 10th in the league for most runs given up, and they're rolling with a bullpen game here, which means piecing together arms that might not hold up under pressure against a lineup ready to capitalize. On top of that, the Tigers have Chris Paddock on the mound with his 4.91 earned run average for the year, showing he's been vulnerable to giving up hits and letting games get away from him if he's not sharp from the start. The White Sox ought to get their swings in against him, especially since they've been batting .264 as a group since the All-Star break, finding ways to make contact and string together rallies even in tough spots. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Washington Nationals versus Kansas City Royals. The Nationals are heading to Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri to face off against the Royals in their series. It's a road trip for Washington, and they're looking to keep things rolling against a Kansas City team that's been up and down this season. The Nationals come into this game on a nice little two-game winning streak, which has caught some people off guard. Starting pitchers today are Cade Cavalli for the Nationals and Bailey Falter for the Royals. Cavalli's only made one start so far this year, and it was a solid outing. He threw 4.1 innings against the Athletics, allowing just 3 hits and no runs at all. That's pretty standout stuff, especially since the Athletics have been swinging the bats well lately. Now he's up against a Royals batting order that's hitting .251 over their last 6 games, which is decent, but not overwhelming. What bugs me about the Royals is their inefficiency. They're at 2.23 hits per run scored for the season, meaning they need a lot of base hits to actually put points on the board. If Cavalli can repeat anything close to that first performance, the Royals are going to have a hard time generating any real offense. On the Royals side, Bailey Falter gets the start. He's fresh off his debut with Kansas City, and it was rough. He lasted 4 innings against the Red Sox, surrendering 8 hits and 7 runs. That outing pretty much sums up his shaky year, where he's allowed 3 or more runs in 6 of his last 10 starts. Now he's facing a Nationals squad that's batting .244 in their past 6 games, so it's not like they're lighting up the scoreboard either. Beyond the starters, Washington's bullpen has been shaky overall this season, but has shown some signs of life in the last 5 games. The Royals relievers, though, have been steady and reliable all year. All in all, I just don't have much faith in the Royals hitting or in Falter's ability to keep things under control. That's why I'm going with the Nationals to extend their streak to 3 wins, especially with those appealing underdog odds. As our first pick for this matchup, the Washington Nationals money line is our full game side pick. The Nationals ought to keep the Royals' bats in check, considering Kansas City only averages 3.68 runs per game, and with Cade Cavalli delivering several quality innings on the mound. Meanwhile, the Royals could shut down the Nationals' offense, which has managed just 14 runs over their previous 5 outings, thanks to Bailey Falter throwing a few clean innings and not giving up much solid contact. Both squads have weak offenses right now, so this matchup screams low-scoring affair right from the opening pitch. Don't expect a ton of fireworks here, as neither lineup is clicking. Expect a game where runs are hard to come by, thanks to both starters rising to the occasion and keeping things tight. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Pittsburgh Pirates versus Milwaukee Brewers. On Monday, the Pittsburgh Pirates, who are sitting at 51-67 and holding down 5th place in the NL Central, kick off a 3-game road series against the Milwaukee Brewers. It's an away matchup for Pittsburgh, and they're hoping to make some noise against a tough divisional opponent that's been playing strong ball lately. This marks the 3rd series this season between these two teams from the same division, and it's been pretty close so far. The Brewers hold a narrow 4-3 advantage over the Pirates in their head-to-head meetings this year. For Pittsburgh, their starter Heaney got roughed up by Milwaukee back at the end of June. He gave up 7 runs, 7 hits, 3 homers, and 3 walks in only 4 innings of work. On the flip side, Peralta, who faced him in that game, has been on a roll, grabbing wins in 8 of his last 10 outings, with those victories coming by an average of 4.3 runs each time. Milwaukee's guy on the mound is also dominating at home, going 7-1 with a sharp 2.13 earned run average across 12 starts at American Family Field this season. During the Brewers' ongoing 9-game winning streak, all but 2 of those wins were by at least 2 runs, and the streak as a whole has an average win margin of 4.2 runs per game. Plus, Milwaukee has gone 6-4 in their most recent 10 games against Pittsburgh. As our first pick for this matchup, the Milwaukee Brewers money line is our full game side pick. Out of the 7 games these two have played against each other this season, 5 have gone over the run total, showing a pattern of higher scoring affairs. Back on June 24th, with the exact same starters, Heaney for Pittsburgh and Peralta for Milwaukee, the teams combined for 12 runs, which sailed way over the line without much trouble. Lately, the over has hit in 6 of the Pirates' last 9 games overall, and it's cashed in 9 of the Brewers' last 11 contests. That trend points to plenty of offense in this one. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.